similar to Laura in that I was flicking through emails from Career Connect, our careers service, and one of them came through about micro-internships, and I had no clue what they were. So followed the link and again went through to kind of the filter section and put charities in, and Lloyd's Register came up, and yeah, I don't know, had a read about it, and it seemed like the most kind of interesting, diverse, and yeah, I guess exciting internship relative to some of the others being. So I'm completing a literature review, which is going to, at the end of it, look like a blog with a bibliography and then further literature, which is useful for research in this challenge area. So the challenge area I'm looking at is safety for a sustainable future. And I'm looking at the most recent or ongoing fuel transition. So the transition towards LNG, so liquefied natural gas, as a method for commercial shipping propulsion. And the literature review that I'm doing involves me looking at the HEC archives and online archives that allows me to analyze the problems and barriers that impeded and continue to impede the transition to liquefied natural gas as a method of propulsion. And from a sustainable perspective, what I'm trying to do is look at how those barriers and impediments can be removed, and those obstacles can be minimized when we are presented with the challenge of transitioning towards carbon neutral fuels. So essentially looking at how the business case for carbon neutral fuels can be strengthened, learning from the literature around liquefied natural gas and the business case that liquefied natural gas essentially failed to cultivate. I would say they're broadly linked. So in terms of history and current activities, the aspect that interested me most was their role in kind of propulsion revolutions. So, I mean, being around for 260 years, the transition from sail to coal to oil, and now we're looking at the transition from oil to natural gas and potentially to zero carbon or carbon neutral fuels. So that aspect of the history really, really interested me, in that you're looking at these massive changes that involve not only ships and ship manufacturers, but also ports, port authorities, stakeholders, investors, and the fact that Lloyd's Register has kind of held companies' hands through that, I thought was really interesting. And then that links nicely, I guess, to the current activities. So, as I mentioned, the transition from fossil fuels to carbon neutral fuels. So actually, I guess my interest was linked, and that's reflected in the project that I've chosen. Again, looking at decarbonisation. So I would say definitely meeting new people and having the opportunity to interact with people on a day-to-day basis. So as I'm sure Laura mentioned, we meet each other 3 times a day at a minimum, speak to experts in the field in the specific challenge area that you've chosen. And yeah, it's not solitary in any way. It's nice, constantly interacting and learning, but also enjoying the process.